Welcome to Monster Men.
I'm possessed. Hey, it's been a long time.
Been a long time. Welcome back.
The set is still as crappy as ever. Nothing's changed.
I love this place. Studio 13, I call it.
Red walls, red tablecloth. It's all red, baby. And black. By the way, I love that shirt. I bought a whole new wardrobe for 2019, so this is my Motel Hell from Rotten Cotton.
That is a sweet shirt.
And I will premiere, as we go from every episode, premiere a new shirt.
I have a bunch of new shirts, but I don't know if I have a new shirt for every...
I have enough to get us through a couple of months.
The next couple, though, we got some good stuff.
Awesome.
However, I have something even better than shirts.
This is going to tie in to my being possessed.
It was my birthday not so long ago. One of my best friends in the whole world, Morgan, my other brother from another mother, besides you.
Your evil brother.
Couldn't wait to send me this package. And he texted me when he sent the tracking and everything, and I get home one night, I see a box on the porch, I'm all excited, big packaging and stuff, and I open it up, and the first thing I see is this
scarred wooden box.
Scarred wooden box with a cross on it.
Carefully tapped in there with tiny little nails.
And I'm like, did he make me a vampire hunting kit? Which would have been like the perfect gift or so.
That would have completed your life to be Captain Kronos.
Yeah, which I actually had a homemade vampire hunting kit when I was a kid.
Right. So I would think that's the perfect birthday present.
So I was like, oh wow. But then there was a book on top as well. It's the Roman ritual for Christian burial, exorcisms, and reserved blessings.
Reserved blessings. That's only... When you have reservations about blessing somebody, here's where you go.
So I think the word that jumped out at me was exorcisms.
Yes.
I'm like, oh wow. And actually the first, here it is.
It's a good size print.
I opened it up and I opened to the page. Exorcismus in Satanam et Angelos.
Angelo's Pizza.
You pretty much open right up to the good stuff.
Can I see that?
Absolutely.
This is, I wish I wrote this. There's no author on here.
No,
Is that to say God wrote this?
Yes. So, this is like the real deal book for this kind of stuff.
Oh, for Christian burials, too.
Yeah. So
I like that.
We go to the pet cemetery, you know.
If we want to bury
bring
somebody.
a light with us so we can read.
Hey, for fun, we should bury a fan.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Live on air.
You want to win one of his books or be buried alive by us?
You could be dead, I don't care.
So I open up the box, and it turns out this is not a vampire hunting kit, but probably just as good and probably harder to assemble. It is
kind of real.
And very real.
I think we're safe to say there's no vampires.
The good thing is this has you covered for vampires as well. So it's very multi-purposeful.
You're right, there are vampire things in there.
So, without further ado, I present my exorcism kit.
I wish we had thing that could hand just go up and open it.
Speaking of vampires, nice authentic Van Helsing crucifix, which
made in Indonesia.
It did.
That kind of hurt.
It did blister, so
it sizzled.
Awesome crucifix. Which, where was this when I was like 7 years old, watching vampire movies and I'm scared to death in my bed?
Alright, that's cool. It's got Jesus. A little INRI. By the way, you know it says INRI, right, on the scroll above him. I'll never forget. We worked with somebody, and she was taking some kind of catechism class, and she says, I don't know, what does the INRI mean? And I turned to her with my friend, I go, it means iron nails rolled in. And she goes, oh, that's right. And she wrote it down in her take-home test. Needless to say, she did not pass.
Wow.
Yeah, that was also an IQ test.
We've got the Father Marin, I don't know what you call it, the sash.
I feel like you got to kiss it, right?
Yeah.
Is your little kiss? Can I put it on me?
I haven't actually undone it, so.
Well, we are in a haunted house right now, so I feel like this might be necessary.
Looks good on you. It's very slenderizing.
I wanted to be a priest when I was young.
I think if the stripes went the other way, it would make you look fat, but it doesn't.
That's why priests wear this. All right, I'm feeling holy right now.
Some holy water. And some holy salt.
This looks like a bottle of Brute.
It probably is Polo.
This is from the Association of the Precious Blood, by the way.
Exorcism Blessed Salt.
Exorcism Blessed Water.
From Tallahassee, Florida. So this is the real deal.
PreciousBloodInternational.com for all your exorcism needs.
I will say that salt started to leak, so I had to put it in a Ziploc bag.
That's okay.
To just be sure.
Jesus doesn't care.
Then I've got very Catholic plate.
I only eat off Catholic plates on Sunday.
Catholic spoon.
Is that for distributing the salt, I assume? This is where you put your candles.
The candles, yeah, the candles are actually built into the box.
So this makes like a mini altar.
This is an actual exorcism box.
Really? So
Yeah.
this isn't just something that he made.
No, he got the box and then he assembled.
Oh, good gravy.
So he put a lot of work into this. This is like the nicest and weirdest thing anybody's ever done.
Could this have potentially been used for an exorcism?
You could probably. I mean, we got to look at the book. If you're not all the way there, I'm going to say you're 75 to 80% there. Like, we don't have any. This is the little holder for communion wafer.
It's wafer thin.
Which I was just watching a Dracula movie where Van Helsing is using the wafer, and I was like, oh, I could load up on this and then like make like the protective circles and
become like a deacon,
sterilize the vampire boxes.
But here's my question.
Or yeah, I could put little blush in it.
Was this box actually at an exorcism? This is what I'm curious about.
I don't know about that. Morgan, I'll have to ask you.
Is this holding a spirit somehow in here?
No, this repels spirits.
We're so sacred too.
Holy Spirit. Now, it's got the holy water wand.
Yes, I like that.
Which we could also put like bourbon in and
oh, mouth open the whole time.
The holy water. This is like the real deal.
Yeah, that looks old.
The holy water with the cross on it.
That looks like it has like. It looks like brown, old holy water in there from God knows when.
So again, when I go hunting vampires, I can totally like, ooh, it's the cork falling apart. That's how old it is.
Wow.
Some cork broke off.
Yeah, that is not, that's not new.
But you could throw some holy water out.
Cock it.
For display purposes only.
Got a little chalice in here?
Chalice.
This is heavy.
So you could light the candles and then like, what is it, heroin that you put over it?
Yeah. This could knock the Christ right into you. This is so heavy.
And I forget what this is for. It might be for the salt or for the incense or something.
When I opened that up, I just assumed it was for the tablets you put on your tongue when you're going to have old and having a heart attack.
Oh.
I don't know what's in there.
Morgan's watching this and screaming at me. I told you what that was for!
See? Can't scream at me. I don't know. Maybe it's in the book here.
It could,
What's the thing that looks like a holy vibrator?
You could put like spices in it, like take it to like when you go out for breakfast, like, oh, I wish I had some cayenne pepper.
The power of cumin compels you.
Is there a little black, oh, here it is. I'll hold it for that. So this is my exorcism kit. So I thought, since I had an exorcism kit, why don't we dedicate this movie to movies about exorcisms and possessions?
I think that would be a very natural segue.
I love segues.
Up there.
Good segue.
There's a kiss. There we go.
Put it back.
Folded it the right way, too. This isn't like a map. It's easier.
So, just to say, my exorcism kit is better than yours.
You're one of the few people now who actually owns an exorcism kit. I just love this is a whole little altar.
Yeah. So we can put
Look, if you feel that you're possessed and maybe you're afraid to approach the Catholic Church, but you want somebody that actually has a book in the box, call the Monster Men.
Seems like botched exorcisms, though, are like a theme in a lot of these movies.
We are not going to guarantee success because if the church can't do it, we're not going to.
Thing is, when I showed him this box, the first thing he thought of was cigars.
I was hoping.
All right, so I pulled a list of
a printed list. This is the most prepared we've ever been.
Are you using the internet and technology? I copied and pasted.
It's good.
Some movies.
Better than usual.
So I'm going to whip them now. Not all of these are specifically exorcism movies. Some of them are possession. But you know that possession leads to exorcism, and
it's 9/10 of the law.
Yes. So first one, Well, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. It's like our shark episode. You got the Exorcist is the king daddy, like Jaws is the king daddy.
How about the Queen Mommy?
The Queen Mommy.
That Reagan was a queen.
Now, a lot of people feel like The Exorcist is the greatest horror movie of all time. Do you agree?
No, I do not agree. I saw The Exorcist when I was very young, before I understood even what the implications were, and it didn't scare me. I thought, actually, I think I thought it was boring. Then when I became an altar boy and I was steeped in Christian mythology, then it scared me. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, okay. Look, it's a wonderfully made movie. It's a very professionally done movie, but it just doesn't scare me. But I'm so like, like every Exorcism movie has so many of the things that were in here. So you got to give it mad credit for that.
Absolutely. Listen, I think it's a great movie. Personally, I've never been scared of this movie, and I hear other people who are like, oh, I was terrified of it.
My wife won't watch it. Will not watch it.
I've always been impressed. It's definitely a slow burn.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it's a great movie, but literally, like in Psycho, like I've just seen movies that I'm like, I was never scared for a second during that movie.
Right. Did you see The Exorcist when they put it back out? Was it the late '90s with the extra footage with the?
I saw it on like DVD.
Oh, we went to the movies. I went with my sister-in-law to see that.
That was the spider walk, right?
Yeah. Which seems so out of place, and it actually cheapens the movie because it looks stupid.
But a lot of people, that terrifies them.
I know. And now there's a lot of spider walking going on. I saw a movie just now that had a lot of spider walking with the possession. So.
Didn't you just see the Possession of Hannah Grace?
Yes, and that had spider walking and weird moving and stuff. Yeah.
So we get the Exorcist out of the way. It's the king daddy of all.
We never need to discuss The Exorcist 2: The Heretic, ever.
No, we will talk about the Exorcist sequels in a couple of minutes, but
yeah.
We're going to leave that one out. The Conjuring. You usually think of that as a ghost or haunted house movie, but
I do.
That takes a turn into the demon possession in the basement.
True.
And the Ed Warren always claimed to be an exorcist.
I don't know. I met Ed. He didn't seem like much of an exorcist to me. Again, he would have handy. He would have had the nitro pills for all the heart attacks he would have to.
The Warrens probably sell these for $400 on their website,
complete with a live chicken.
So I'm not a huge fan of the Conjuring universe, but I think the Conjuring is a pretty fun movie. Good jump scares.
I love 1 and 2. I love both.
Good. I don't like the second one. The first one I think is okay. It goes way over the top at the end. The second one goes way, way, way over.
The second one is a fun house ride, nonstop.
But this actually, when you get to the Exorcism, that's where I was like, okay, now this movie's ridiculous, but there's enough creepy stuff going on, and it's good popcorn, scary movie.
Not a popcorn fight.
What did you think of the Rite with Anthony Hopkins?
I thought that movie was boring, and I was really looking forward to it because Anthony Hopkins doing a possession movie. It's got to be good.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter. The devil.
You just realize they all, actors, no matter how good they are, they have to pay their bills too.
Yep. Here's the thing about what impact it left on me. I hardly remember anything about that movie. I was like, oh yeah, The Rite. I don't really remember much about that.
But here's the cool thing. Before we started filming, my youngest daughter said, oh, I really love that movie. So there's an audience out there of 19-year-old girls.
Yeah, just because we don't like it. God knows.
Who the hell are we to say what's good and what's not?
Here's one that I liked, and I know you like this one. The Taking of Deborah Logan.
This was back when Netflix was starting to pop up these horror movies nobody ever heard of. That you were like, oh my god, how did this fly under my radar?
It's 2014.
Yeah, that's a really
found
good
footage movie.
A good found footage movie and a good possession movie.
And
how?
Takes the premise of Alzheimer's. I believe that was like the doorway that the demon used to get into her.
Because she was an elderly lady who was having some issues remembering things.
There's an awesome shot, if you like just Google this movie, of Deborah Logan like putting her entire mouth over this girl's head.
Like an anaconda.
Yeah. Let's quickly get the Exorcist sequels out of the way.
Sure.
There was 2 prequels. Exorcist the Beginning in 2004 and Dominion in 2005. Neither one of these made an impact on me. I forgot them as soon as they were over.
I will tell you, I fell asleep in both of them and never finished either, and felt like I wasn't missing a damn thing.
Right.
So,
however, Exorcist 3
is great.
George C. Scott and who's in that? What's his name? The dude does Chucky's voice. Isn't,
oh yeah.
He's in that too.
It's right over here. Let me just take a look. Oh my god.
Dorff? Brad Dorff?
Brad Dorff, yes. Ed Flanders, Jason Miller, who comes back as Father Merrin.
Oh yeah.
I just remember Patrick Ewing is in that movie.
That's right. Oh, actually, they have a list. Patrick Ewing, Fabio is in this.
Yes.
C. Everett Koop, and Larry King are in this movie.
And Scott Wilson from The Walking Dead. I consider this the best of the Exorcist series. This one.
I don't, but I think it's a fun movie.
Because I love George C. Scott. I can watch, he just chews up the scenery. It's kind of a police procedural. It's
a little cartoony.
It gets weird in the end.
It gets weird, but it's definitely worth watching. If you haven't seen it, skip the other ones and go to that one.
Yeah.
Here's one I really liked. The Exorcism of Emily Rose from 2005.
That's a great one with Laura Linney, Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah, and the girl from Dexter.
Yeah.
And she's also in Wreck.
And yep.
She's in the American version.
She's in Quarantine.
Quarantine.
Why can't I remember her name? Skinny girl.
I don't know, and I don't have it.
How weird is this? When she was in Dexter, she played Dexter's sister, and they got married while they were doing that show.
That's weird.
Like, is that weird?
Actually, it's not.
Is it not?
Go back to the Brady Bunch. Yeah.
Well, like, here's the thing, and I have this question. This will never happen. But you get married to a woman, say, and you have children who are girls. What if your marriage breaks apart and you find the woman of your dreams but has the same name as one of your daughters? I couldn't marry that person. Ever.
It would cause some problems.
I just can't scream out my daughter's name in the throes of ecstasy. It's just never going to happen.
This movie I like a lot, though. And this actually, even though it has a couple of special effects they were back in this birth of CG time, there's some really creepy parts of this movie. There's a part where she's home by herself, and I think like a tape recorder comes on, and there's some real feelings of menace.
Well, it's also a great courtroom. It's a courtroom movie. It's a legal case. It's intelligent. This is, of them all, this is probably the most highbrow of the possession.
And the exorcism scenes are awesome in this one. They're out in the barn.
Oh, the barn stuff is awesome.
And the actress whose name I can't remember.
Feel free to yell at us.
She is tremendous in this.
Carpenter. Jessica Carpenter? Something like that.
Okay.
See, we don't do this with Google around here, brothers and sisters.
Did you ever see Burnt Offerings? I feel like I saw it a long time ago.
That's a great movie.
Karen Black.
Yes.
So I can't remember it. I think I watched it in the 80s. What year is 1976? I think I watched it in the 80s and I haven't seen it since. So I can't remember anything about it.
It's been a while since I've watched it, but every time we go to Chiller Theater, by the way, Linda Blair will be at Chiller Theater this year.
Oh, she's been there before.
She has. I doubt we'll get close to her.
Yeah.
But I keep looking for a good copy of Burnt Offerings every time we go. And every time I always get that guy that's selling the thing that
pirate version.
Oh, and they're so terrible, and they're $5, and they're not even worth the $5. So
I need to rewatch this one. One of the great things about putting together this list, I was like, oh, I haven't seen that one, or I haven't seen that one in 25 years. So
maybe this could be a post-show movie today.
Could be. Prince of Darkness, 1987. I feel like we were just talking about this movie, probably on Final Guys.
On Final Guys, we were talking about Prince of Darkness.
1987. People get possessed by the ooze in the basement.
the green ooze.
Before it gets to their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's a good movie. It's just weird. Like, you have to...
It's dated, too, if you watch it now, but...
You have to like the John Carpenter aesthetic. If that's your thing, which it's our thing, the minute you hear the first beat of the music and just everything about it, I love.
I did not like that movie the first time I saw it, and I saw it way before I ever met you.
On it.
Then you talked me into revisiting it, and I watched it again. I was like, okay, 20 years later, I appreciate this movie more.
If you ever read some of the articles, the interviews with John Carpenter about what he was studying at the time, a lot of it then clicks into place.
Yeah, a lot of Catholic stuff.
Catholics.
I threw this one in specifically for you. Veronica from 2017.
That's such a good movie.
Not on the surface a possession movie, but there's elements of it. Without giving anything away, check this movie out.
I think that's a straight-up possession movie.
But
it's a Ouija board.
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
with the Ouija board when you shouldn't, and inviting things in.
Yeah.
Based on a true story. True story?
Just, on the surface, it's not a possession movie, but once you get a little deeper, yes, it is.
In fact, that's one of the better possession movies that have come out in the last 10 years.
This next one, I don't remember this movie, but I just threw it on here to see if you knew. One called The Convent from 2000.
No. Don't know that.
I don't remember. This one says it's a kind of a ripoff of Night of the Demons. So let's just jump to Night of the Demons, which is 1988.
The first one, yes.
I love this movie.
I like the original. I like more the remake, with Eddie Furlong.
And Shannon Elizabeth.
Shannon Elizabeth. I kind of like that one a little more.
So I watched that one once and I didn't like it as much. But this was, when I saw this, it was in the heyday of 80s horror movies. And when this one came out, it was just so, it was kind of funny. It was over the top. Crazy stuff with lipstick.
Right.
So it always has a special place in my heart. I just rewatched it recently and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a cheap movie.
Oh, it's very cheap. And it has a lot of, it drags a little bit for a while. You're like, oh God, just get to something.
I like it more nostalgic level than on a like...
Now I should do a Bloody Valentine like I did with that, because for years I kept saying, oh, I like the remake of Bloody Valentine. Then we recently watched both for Final Guys. And then I was like, oh, wait a second, the original's way
Future
better.
Final Guys, that's what we're going to do.
All right.
You saw it happen here.
Oh, you know what? We've been looking for a 100th episode.
I have a different idea for the 100th episode. We'll see.
We're going to do it.
By the time we post this episode, we may have already passed there.
Yeah. By the way, Monster Man has done more than 100 episodes.
It's true that. We don't do this as often.
We're more bigger.
Devil Inside, 2012. Another found footage movie.
Not like. No likey.
This movie had such potential because there's some great scenes in it, and then it just kind of falls apart under its own weight.
You know, I like this. I like to do generational horror. I go, oh, it's not for me. I don't think that's for anybody. I don't think that's for us. I don't think it's for the kids.
There's even one I didn't even put on this list where the girl's pregnant or something. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, no, forget it.
Paranormal Activity. Again, a haunting movie, but there's some possession
There's
going
also
on.
a possession.
So, I'm lukewarm on that movie. I think it's okay. But you saw it in a crowded theater. I saw it in an empty theater, so I didn't get
the original?
Yeah.
I love that movie. And I like it when I watch it at home, too. I don't know. I like Katie.
I like the third one, the little kids and the fan.
The third one's great with the two little kids, but I still love the first one. Everything that director did to make that happen. A guy who had never directed a movie, had no idea what he was doing, came here from Israel and just said, I'm going to make a movie.
And, you know, the Blair Witch Project has its place in found footage history.
Yes.
It's not the first found footage movie, but it's the one that really put it on the map for modern audiences. Then Paranormal Activity came, and they saw that you could spend 12 cents on a movie and make $12 million from it.
But it looked good. It was clear. That was the game changer. Like Blair Witch, it gave you a headache. It was grainy because it looked like it was shot on
they
video
really
camera.
did.
Paranormal Activity said, hey, you can make a found footage movie with modern technology that looks good. So that's where I think they stepped it up.
Speaking of Wreck, I put Wreck and Wreck 2 on here. Because Wreck comes off as like more of a zombie plague kind of thing. But once you get to Wreck 2, there's a demonic motivation behind what's going on that I thought was brilliant.
And then you see it as a different... What about Wreck 3?
That's the one with
the wedding. Which is fun. And Wreck 4 on the ship.
I didn't see Wreck 4.
Oh, you got to see Wreck 4. All the wrecks are good.
After this.
The wrecks are solid.
What'd you think of The Last Exorcism, 2010?
Oh, was that the one with the Protestant minister or something like that?
He was like a shyster or something like that?
Yes, that was an excellent movie. Until the very end.
Yes, I think I liked that movie until the end.
I mean, literally, it was like 45 seconds kind of pooped on everything you'd watched.
I want to watch it again and just see if I have the same reaction I did. Jesus, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah. You know what? That was just before we started doing the show.
Wow.
This is year 8, I believe.
No, come on.
Yeah, I think we started in 2011.
Wow.
Get ready for the 10 year, where we're going to light ourselves on fire. We're going to have more episodes. It's a brand new year now. It's a new revitalized us.
Threw Amityville Horror on here because if you think about it, the father is possessed.
Kinda. He's possessed by shysterism.
Hypothetically. And then when you get to the Ryan Reynolds one, it's even
that movie is
more
dumb.
ridiculous.
They're all dumb. Actually, no. Part 2 was actually pretty good.
I like the original Amityville Horror.
I love the original.
Although when I was a kid and I saw it, I was bored out of my skull. I did not like that movie the first time.
I was so hyped up at that point when that came out. I was excited just to be there and be part of it, and because I think I was like 9 when
1979. So.
Oh yeah, I was about 10, so that was a big deal.
I actually love going back and looking at 70s movies and looking at the year and going, okay, that I probably saw the year it came out. This one I probably saw like when on TV or something like that. Where I'm like, I was freaking like 10 and younger watching a lot of these movies.
Sometimes I watch go, shouldn't social services have been called at one point, just take me out of this environment?
But it's also hilarious, like the stuff that scared the hell out of you at 10, at like 13 or 14, you're like...
Horror Express.
Demons. You just watched 1985 Demons. I haven't seen this
one of the only Italian horror movies I really like. I like Demons and I like Demons 2, which is they just take the same concept with some of the same actors and put them in an apartment building.
Which is kind of typical sequel.
That's like Possession, Zombie. That's a little bit of everything.
I gotta check that out. I threw this one on here because it's special to my heart because I've been to this place. Session 9 from 2001.
Oh, that's a hard movie to get, by the way.
It's a hard movie to get. It takes place at the Danvers Insane Asylum, which is no longer there in Massachusetts.
Where his mom gave birth to him.
I snuck up to this place once. It's not there anymore. It's condos now, which are probably haunted. The great thing about this movie is it kind of leaves you guessing. Is it possession? Is it insanity? Is it haunting? It's very vague, and you have to watch it a couple of times, and you kind of get more from it every time you watch it. It's kind of a slow movie, but it's creepy.
I've only seen it once.
I like it, but again, it could be my affection for the place.
Last time I checked, you couldn't watch it, you couldn't stream it, and I couldn't find a copy to buy other than something that was like way overpriced.
And they made that movie for nothing. It's like a bunch of guys in an abandoned...
You don't need a lot. That's the thing. You don't need money. You need a script.
You need a script.
And somebody to act it.
They have great actors in this.
By the way, if you know anybody who lives at the Danvers condominiums and they're having issues, please let us know.
Yeah, they left one of the facades up or something like that.
That's crazy.
I threw Evil Dead on here. Evil Dead 2.
Straight up possession. I mean, they are possession movies.
And one of the things that's great about that is one of the keys to possession is it's somebody you love and know, but they're turning on you, kind of like vampires and stuff.
Right.
And this is one of those ones where they get the white eyes, they go after you.
Swallow your soul! Swallow your soul! And they possess the trees. Let me tell you, nobody has ever been raped by a tree better than the girls of the Evil Dead.
Yes. And then last on the list for me here is kind of similar to Session 9 in that, do you consider it a possession movie or not? The Shining.
Oh, The Shining.
People think of that as a haunted house or a haunted hotel, but...
It depends on the book or the movie. So, do you want the house to be possessed, or the hotel, or do you want the man? It is kind of a possession movie because he does get taken over.
But I thought you never go wrong mentioning The Shining.
Just when people think possession, they think exorcisms, priests, some sort of Christian rite. I mean, that's usually what they think. But you can expand it out, like the House of the Devil that we have over here.
Oh yeah, that's kind of And there's the Venn diagram, satanic.
Yeah, satanic panic kind of movie. There is some sort of possession going on there.
Then you could go into comedy, Repossessed with Leslie Nielsen and Linda Blair.
Jesus Louises. But there's a lot out there, but it's a genre that gets pounded.
There's 4 million more. We didn't mention. Go ahead and put in the comments what we missed, because I know we missed 1 million. We only have so much time on the show. So.
I will tell you that in the publishing world, I know that editors are seeing a glut of these things and do not want any more. Just if you're writing and you think, oh, I've got this great possession tale, editors don't want it right now. It's kind of over. So you're going to have to put it in the drawer. You might use it some other day, but by and large, editors don't want it. But I am looking forward to Paul Tremblay's film adaptation of Head Full of Ghosts.
Oh, I didn't know that was coming.
Yes, so that's the book. The book is excellent. I read it in one day. I never do that.
You read The Stand in one day.
I wish I could. 3 days. 3 days I read The Stand. That's the thing where you don't know whether the possession is real or not. And it's a heartbreaking story. So that I cannot wait to see. That might elevate the whole genre to a whole new level. And maybe if that succeeds, then you could take that manuscript out and push it out there. But we'll see.
All right, well,
I love this box.
May the power of Christ compel you
To watch more Monster Men.
and we'll see you next time on
Monster Men.